Hello, welcome to verbling.com. I'm teacher Oakley. For the next hour, we are going to be looking at the important English language skill of using transitions and linking words. You will hear these referred to in different ways as connectives, signal words, signal phrases, transitionals, discourse markers, whatever you want to call them. These words and phrases are used to organize English speech. Extremely useful in clarity, providing clarity and organization in speech. Now, whether that is you giving a speech or a presentation, a job interview, or a normal conversation, these are extremely important elements in the English language. When it comes to standardized examinations, such as TOEIC, TOEFL, PTE, FCE, IELTS, what have you, these elements of the English language are absolutely essential in all of these tests to attain a quality score. Okay, today what we're going to do is basically start out by defining what these things are, and then as a class we're going to take turns doing some exercise to use these to learn how to use these in the proper way. Okay, well, what are transition words? Okay, and how are they used? Let's take a look. Okay, what are they? What are we talking about today? Phrases are words used to connect one idea to the next. This is called cohesion, cohesiveness, transitioning from one idea to another in a fluid way to provide clarity to the listener or reader in writing. But both, this is extremely relevant to both speaking and writing. Okay, as it says, also important for an author. Transitions also show the relationship within a paragraph or within a sentence between main idea and support of the author gives to those ideas. Transitions are extremely important to introduce a new concept in a paragraph, as well as linking the sentences together. Different transitions do a number of different things. Okay, they really technical. They may be additive, adding information, adversative, showing a contrast, casual, causal, not casual, sorry, causal, showing cause and effect, sequential, like the order of things that happen. There are many. Actually, rather than look at these many possible transitions today, we're going to actually focus on using them by doing some exercises. All right. Hello, Michael. How are you?
Hello. Doing well, and you?
Doing okay.
Better than last day. Yeah, the accident
Somewhat.
is.
Yeah, somewhat. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Okay.
Yeah, improving slowly. Unfortunately, ribs heal very slowly. Takes a while, but day by day, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Right?
It's hard to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, we're going to start off with a quick exercise to get an idea, and then we're going to do some fill in the blank. I'm going to do a screen share here with you and work with you on classifying different transitions and linking words. Now, basically, transitions and linking words, you will see that this long list of words, some of these are straight up like but and. These are straight up connecting conjunctions to show relationships between two ideas in a sentence, and, but, or. For example, some of these you will see are what we also consider subordinators in English, or subordinating conjunctions. They are used to link a subordinate clause or dependent clause to an independent clause or simple sentence. Words like however, although, phrases in addition, okay, while, whereas, okay, these are also considered to be subordinators, that you're linking one clause to another, and also at the same time showing the relationship between these two clauses, transitioning from one idea to another. And some of these are adverbs that we use basically for organization or to convey some kind of a signal, a signal word or signal phrase that's going to signal what we're talking about in our sentence. Things like similarly, alternatively. You would see consequently. You would see many of these at the beginning of a sentence, or to organize our points. Firstly, secondly, finally. We use these to organize or to express the idea, or to signal the idea. Here's my first point, here's my second point, here's my third point. Okay, we're gonna kind of go through this more or less quickly, unless there's some confusion, then we can talk about it more. But you see down below here the purposes of these phrases or words. We're going to try to categorize them, like sequencing ideas, adding supporting ideas, contrasting idea, giving an example, giving an alternative, giving an explanation, or drawing a conclusion. Which category would it belong in? What is this signal word or signal phrase trying to signal what's coming next? So you see already, you see firstly here, sequencing ideas. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, that's kind of obvious. Okay, so I think we'll go down the columns is how we'll approach this. All right, Michael, well,
Okay.
just you and me so far, but plenty of room in the class, might I add, for any viewers out there. Just jump in any old time. You're welcome to join us anytime. But okay, Michael, let's
So
bang out this list. Similarly, yeah.
Similarly, I think that it could be adding supporting ideas, could be this column, but maybe could be to giving examples.
Well, if you're giving in a similar example, obviously, silly me, obviously a similar example, you're right. So some of these may be used for different things. You're absolutely correct. I should have mentioned that. Adding a supporting idea, possibly if you're giving a second example, possibly, or possibly even giving an alternative.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Because the difference between giving examples, giving an alternative, or giving an explanation sometimes is very, very small.
That's right. So absolutely, some of these have, yes, possibly might fit in more than one category. Okay. Nasser has joined us. Hello, Nasser. How are you?
Hello, Oakley.
Hello.
Fine.
Great. Thank you for joining us. Okay, we're gonna work our way through this list of transitions. Which category, Nasser? Which category do you think, as a result, would possibly fit into?
Drawing a conclusion.
Absolutely. Cause and effect, or presenting a conclusion. As a result, something happens. All right. Michael, indeed.
Indeed. Indeed. Giving an explanation, I think that could be.
Could be. How might you use it?
What do you want an example or?
Yeah, if you can. Maybe kind of giving an explanation. Maybe.
Today we are going to learn a lot of English. Indeed, we are doing a very practical exercise.
Okay. Well. Yeah. Okay. Indeed. Maybe in fact. I would also say adding a supporting idea. He is a fat man. Indeed, he weighs 750 pounds.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, keep it simple with it. Maybe a supporting idea. Here's another one that could be used for a couple different things. Okay. Nasser, how about nonetheless?
Nonetheless, what does it mean, nonetheless?
Okay. It's close to in spite of
Yeah.
the fact he weighs 750 pounds. Nonetheless, he can run 50 meters in 4.4 seconds. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so nonetheless, despite the fact, nevertheless, all of these are used to.
I think giving an explanation.
Well, it's more contrasting
Yes.
idea or
Yes. Contrasting, right? Yeah.
contrasting idea. Sometimes maybe not black white, up
Yeah.
down, but maybe
Yeah.
it's surprising information. Okay,
Yes.
he's very obese, but he can run very quickly. Whoa, really? Okay, and there I just use but in the same way. Okay,
Okay.
nevertheless. Okay, all right. Ken has joined us. Hi, Ken.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Ken. We're talking about a number of different connectives, transitionals, linking words, signal words, whatever you want to call them, and kind of trying to categorize them. Some will fit into more than one category. They may be used in different ways. Some are definitely solidly in one category. Ken, we're on finally.
Finally,
Which idea would that?
uh,
What do we use finally for?
finally, in no, not introducing. Sequencing idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're reading a recipe, how to make an omelet. Finally, garnish the omelet with chopped onions, whatever. Okay, last step. Sequencing ideas, either in an actual procedure or to introduce ideas supporting an opinion. Whatever. Either way, sequencing. Okay, Michael. However,
Introducing a contrasting idea.
absolutely, every time. That one's solid. Nasser, although.
Although I think the same, a contrasting idea.
Although he was very fat, he was very fast. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Ken, secondly.
Considering sequencing ideas.
Yeah, again, that one's obvious. Okay, it's very obvious. Firstly, secondly, finally. Ken, that was too easy, so I'll give you another one. Despite.
Despite introducing a contrasting idea.
All right. Despite the fact that he was immensely fat, he could run 50 meters in 4.4 seconds. Absolutely. Michael, in addition.
As in supporting ideas?
Solidly, yes. Great. Nasser, such as.
Such as giving examples.
Absolutely, every time. Such as, for example, for instance. These are all used to introduce an example. Very good. Ken, that is.
Giving an explanation.
Yes, or giving an explanation, or we could say clarifying. Well, same thing. Yeah, right. Okay. Absolutely. Giving an explanation and clarifying information, I think, kind of go together. All right. Michael, alternatively.
Giving an alternative.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Duh. I guess that one's pretty obvious. Okay. Nasser and
sequencing ideas.
Really? Wait.
And I think.
Well, in this very specific, I can okay. There's a specific way it can be sequencing ideas. Okay, when we use present, I'm sorry, past simple tense to show a sequence. I left work, I went to the store, and then I went home, Okay, in that specific case, it can be sequencing idea.
Yeah.
That's true. There's that possible sentence formation where that would be true. Okay, how about I played baseball and my brother played soccer?
Giving an alternative.
Possibly, right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and okay. Giving an alternative or just simply adding additional information. Okay. Is that here? Supporting ideas? Well, not really. Not really, but yes, okay. It could be just adding information. I love music and I love cooking. Okay, just another piece of information. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Ken. While.
While.
This could be tricky.
Also constructing idea.
While is so multifunctional.
Yes.
It could be, okay, multifunctional. All right, contrasting idea. Yes, you're absolutely correct. I play soccer. I like soccer while my brother likes basketball. Yes, you are correct. In a way, it could be used for sequencing idea in the idea that if you're talking about time, you can show two things happening at once with while. Right. Okay. Michael, whereas?
Whereas, I think that could be introducing a contrasting idea, or I think that there is a second possibility, giving an explanation if you are talking about legal things, legal topics.
I never would have thought of that, but yeah, possibly. I know what you mean. Whereas, yeah, lawyers and legal documents like to use that word in that way. That's interesting. I was thinking a contrasting idea, or maybe presenting an alternative. Okay, but well, no, not really presenting an alternative. No. How would you use whereas in a sentence?
I like I like singing, whereas my wife likes dancing.
Yeah. Okay. Right. To directly show, obviously, a contrasting idea there. Okay. Okay. Sometimes it's used like, well, okay, that's still a contrasting idea. Well, I was gonna, never mind. I was gonna say it's very close to even though, but even though is also contrasting. Okay. All right, let's move on because I want to get to the exercises. Nasser, in conclusion,
In conclusion, drawing a conclusion, of course.
absolutely, obviously. That one was too easy, so I'll give you another one. How about the simple connective conjunction but?
But I think introducing a contrasting idea.
Right. I like soccer, but my brother likes football. Okay. Ken, because of.
Because of. Uh, example. I think it's a reason, but
Yes, it is.
there's no option
No,
for
reason, it's a reason or
Okay.
an explanation.
Explanation. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Giving a reason. Because of, due to, yeah. Not only, but also. Oh, not only this, but also that. Okay. Not only is he crazy, but he is also dangerous. Okay. Michael, what is that? Not only is he crazy, but he's also dangerous.
Adding supporting ideas could be.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have a category here. Just simply adding additional information. Really, do we?
Yeah.
No. We need one. Okay, supporting ideas, but really, okay. Yeah, it's more or less adding additional information, which may or may not actually contrast the original information. Honestly, okay. Yeah, I give that to you. That's the closest. Nasser, how about furthermore?
Furthermore, uh, it can be adding supporting ideas.
Yeah, or adding any additional information, right? Furthermore, another one close to that, moreover, additionally, as well. Yeah. Okay, Ken, to summarize.
To summarize, drawing a conclusion.
No doubt about that one. Yes, solidly in that category. Michael, now. Now?
Now,
I don't know what now's doing here.
now I think that could we can use it for sequencing
Oh,
ideas too.
yeah, okay. All right. If you're dealing with past, present,
Now,
future timeline
now,
thing.
now,
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, okay. Nasser, how about in other words?
In other words, it can be adding supporting ideas.
Maybe this one is for me. It's maybe supporting ideas or an explanation, or better yet, a category we don't have, which is clarification. Really,
Yeah.
right?
It's an explanation. It's not the same.
Not exactly. The explanation and clarification are not exactly the same. Yeah, well, okay, they're extremely similar, I guess. They're a little different for me. You know, an explanation is sometimes can mean different things. Like an excuse is an explanation, but that's not really clarification. Clarifying is redundantly saying what you already said, but saying in another way to hopefully be clearer. Explaining is a little bit different. You're trying to say the why. You see what I mean? It's slightly different, in my
Okay.
view. In my view, anyway. That's my opinion. All right, Ken.
Consequently, consequently, sequencing ideas.
No,
No.
not exactly.
Mm. Drawing a conclusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What happens as a result of something else? Okay. Effect, result, consequently, to explain the effect or result. Yeah, some of these aren't easy to categorize. I know that. It kind of helps us get the idea of the meaning, though, I hope. Michael, to illustrate this.
I think that is to give an explanation.
No.
And examples?
Yeah, an example. Very useful one, by the way, for anybody who's contemplating one of the standardized English tests. This is a high-scoring little phrase that you can use to give an example. Really, really helpful in the speaking tests for TOEFL, as a matter of fact. Firstly, well, it's already there. It's obvious. Nasser, therefore, excuse me.
Therefore, I think introducing a contrasting idea.
No, I don't think so. I think, I think, therefore, I am. A little Nietzsche for you. Okay. That's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It can be.
Again, it's a category we don't really have to show result. You know.
Okay. Drawing a conclusion.
Yeah, I think that's the closest to what we have. Yeah. I think, therefore I am. Okay, you say this and this and this all adds up to therefore I come to this conclusion. Therefore, we can conclude that this is a common sentence or sentence phrasing. All right. Ken, because.
Because giving examples.
Yeah. Oh, here we see up here. Vocabulary note. Because is a conjunction. It's used to give a reason. Because, oh, this is, okay, worth noting up here. The car crashed because the brakes didn't work. Because of, together, is considered as a preposition. All right. And it means as a result of. The hospital closed because of a lack of funds. So a little difference there to be careful of. Okay. Sometimes adding prepositions to some of our more basic subordinators or connecting conjunctions, you know, things like and thus, it will change the category that we're looking at. For example, and, you know, we're adding a supporting idea or possibly sequencing. We talked about and, but when we add something to this to make it a phrasal, something like and thus is used to introduce a conclusion. So it totally changes the dynamic of these simple connectors like and but or. So you got to be careful of that. Okay. Or, well, okay. Michael, or.
Introducing a contrasting idea.
No. Alternative, yes.
Alternative, yeah.
This or that. Salt or pepper. I like salt and pepper, both. Okay, Nasser, also.
Also, it can be supporting idea or giving examples.
Well, if you're giving another example, if you've already given an example, yes. Then you can use of a supporting idea. Most of the supporting idea transitionals we're looking at, if you're giving a second example, then they can also be used. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Ken, on the other hand.
Introducing a contrasting idea.
Right, absolutely. Often used in conjunction with, on one hand, something, something, and then comma, a new clause, on the other hand, something, something. Okay, let's try something out here. We're going to look at a little essay here, and you guys are going to use these words in the blue box up here to fill in the blanks. Hopefully, let me know if you guys have problems reading this. It's in a weird font. I know. There may be more than one possible answer. For example, in the first paragraph, it is true that many students struggle to produce high-quality essays, period. However, or possibly, nevertheless, comma, I don't agree that there is little you can do to improve your essays or to make the task less difficult. Okay, two alternatives. Michael, starting from number 2 here.
Firstly, let us examine what an essay needs in order to be considered good.
In quotes, good. Yes, very good. Nasser, continue. From
To begin with, a good essay must answer the question fully. Because it must
I think there's a
add,
period after fully.
in addition, right?
Oh no, I think maybe you're right. It's a comma. See, even I can't tell what this punctuation is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can use
Okay. Right.
yeah.
If it's a comma, yeah, it actually makes sense because it must address each of the points raised in the essay title. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Because it adds more explanation.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Yep.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Ken, 4.
And maybe
Hmm.
in addition,
Okay.
or in other words,
Uh,
in addition.
no, not in other words. This is the next point here is not saying it in another way. It's adding another point. So yeah, in addition,
It must present these points in an organized and logical way.
okay, very good. In addition or furthermore would also work. Either one. Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Michael?
A good writer will avoid using the same words or phrases.
Nothing. Leave it blank. Actually, the sentence makes perfect sense, leaving it
Yes,
blank.
yes, but
Yes, but if you had to add a word, what would fit?
furthermore,
That's a little awkward. Furthermore is generally used at the beginning of sentences. It doesn't have to be. Good. It
also,
also fits
yeah,
nicely. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nasser, continuing. Yeah, maybe this will make it a little.
This can be easily achieved by using
Where are we? Nasser, are you there? I think I lost you. Nasser, are you there? Hello? Check 1, check 2. Nasser, I'm sorry. If you can hear me, we can't hear you. I don't know. Maybe there's a connection issue. I hope he comes back. I think Ken has stepped out, so Michael's back to you.
We were in this can be easily achieved by using techniques such as paraphrasing.
Great. Okay. Nasser, check 1, check 2.
Yes.
Hi. There we go. Nasser?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, from number 7. Not a problem. It happens. Don't worry about it. From number 7 here.
Okay. Yeah. Can you use this? Okay. Furthermore, you can see synonyms of words other than repeating the same ones.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That works for me. Okay. I think Ken is still out. Ken, you there? No. Michael from number 8.
All of the ideas presented in your essay must be relevant and supported by examples.
I don't like any of the choices. Okay.
Also could be, but it's not very useful here. I don't know.
What do you like? Pick if you want. Choose a transitional or linking word or phrase from that's not an alternative above. If something works better for you. Yeah, by the way, as we're doing this, if you guys think of another word or phrase you want to use, go ahead and we'll talk about it.
It's not easy for me, this. Examples.
I think what we're doing 2 things here in this last sentence, Michael, if I can step in and help you a little. We are summarizing all of the above sentences, and we are also trying to clarify it at the same time.
In other words.
There you go. Exactly. So notice, okay, we had a little problem categorizing some of our transitionals in the last exercise. That's because sometimes they're doing 2 things at the same time. All right. In other words, I'm concluding my paragraph, and I'm summarizing, and I'm clarifying. Well, concluding, summarizing, same thing, but sometimes you're doing actually 2 things at the same time with the one transitional. All right, Nasser, number 9, and I'll scroll up if you need to look at the next paragraph.
Let us consider what students can do in order to improve their essay writing skills.
Okay, new paragraph. That's the key here. Okay. Remember, firstly, let us examine what an essay needs in order to be considered good in our first paragraph. Now, okay, blank, let us consider what students can do in order to improve skills. Okay. It's going to kind of...
However?
No. It's not an alt. It's
No.
not an. It's not a contrasting idea to the first idea. It's an additional idea, and the key is sequencing. Firstly, let's do this. Blank. Let's do this.
Ah.
Okay. You could say secondly, but it's your last paragraph.
We can use alternatively.
No, that would be
Now. Sorry, now.
There you go. You got it. Okay.
Now, yes.
All right. To sequence. Now here we can see now used to sequence
Yeah.
thing. And this is how it's used. Firstly, let us talk about this aspect. Now let us talk about this aspect. You're introducing a new point. You're sequencing your ideas. Yep. That's it. Okay. Ken is back. Ken, we're down here at clearly.
Okay. Clearly, a good knowledge of the language is required to be able to write an essay that has few errors and communicates well.
Okay. Continue.
Writing a good essay requires more than good language skill. However,
Very good.
Yeah.
Right. You need good vocabulary. However, it requires more than good vocabulary. Right. Okay. However's perfect. Is there anything else that would fit here? Maybe nevertheless. Would nevertheless fit? Nevertheless, writing a good essay requires, yes, it would, I think. Michael. However, or nevertheless, writing a good essay requires more than good language skills.
Blank. People often find it difficult to write essays, even in their own language. So sorry, I can't see the possibility.
Yeah.
Could you
Yeah.
please?
I don't like any of these.
I don't.
Maybe I'm missing the idea, but for me, this would be. I don't like any of these. I don't like any of these because, for me, this is drawing a conclusion, and I don't see any drawing a conclusion. I don't see any good answers here.
Similarly, maybe.
It doesn't really work. Okay.
I don't know. It's a good option here. No.
I don't either. Can you think of a good option? Writing a good essay requires more than good language skills.
Even.
Well, no, okay, that's a common mistake. I'm glad you said that. That is such a common mistake I run into all the time. No, people try to use even or so even. People often find that's very awkward. Use even at the beginning clause. When you try to use, the first clause. I see this mistake a lot. People try to use even to start the second clause. Even belongs in the first clause. Even though he is fat, he can run very fast. It is awkward when you try to move it to the second clause. He is very fat, even though, he runs fast, even though he's very fat. You can do it You can do it that way in the second clause, but you have to be careful which.
And even appears in the second part here too, even in their own language. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's redundant as well. That's another problem, is that you want to. Yeah. You don't want to. Right. You don't want redundancies in your speaking or writing with your transition and another word in the sentence. So many of the transitionals have.
Including.
That's a very good point. Many of the transitionals have another grammatical use, such as a conjunction or whatever, preposition or an adverb or something. Yeah, you want to avoid redundancy. What? Including? No, including people.
No.
I think this is kind of a contrasting idea. Or no, sorry, a concluding idea. I like something like, however, writing a good essay requires more than good language skills. Consequently, as a result, or even just simple connector, so people often find it difficult to write essays even in their own language. You see how that fits?
What is this last what did you say now? What was the last?
I'm sorry, number 10?
No. The last example that you said just now. What was? So. Okay.
So, because it's kind of, yeah, because of this happens.
Okay.
The result is people often find it difficult because it requires more than just language skills, comma. I could put because in the beginning. Because writing a good essay requires more than good language skills, comma, people often find it difficult to write essays even in their own language. You see?
And people.
Yes. Okay, that's possible. But that changes the meaning of the sentence. That kind of, it's possible, yes, and it's not grammatically wrong. But you're kind of just adding information instead of drawing a conclusion. But there are no drawing a conclusion alternatives in this exercise. So there's nothing I see. Really, there's nothing I see that even fits this. Okay, let's see if we can kill this off. Nasser, last part. As with any skill, go ahead.
Okay, as with any skill, the best way to learn is from our mistakes. To learn how to ride a bike, you need to get on one and fall off a few times. Also, students can improve their essay writing through making and correcting mistakes and through constant practice. Also, right?
Well, not really. Not really.
Not okay. Similarly.
Yes, similarly. Okay, he's a metaphor here about riding a bike, fall off, get back on, keep practicing. So the metaphor, okay, when we want to, okay, this is a good example. When you want to write a metaphor and compare it to real life, or the opposite, compare a real life to a metaphor, it's very common and very useful to use similarly. In a similar way, or similarly, yeah, blah blah blah. And this sentence is actually very practical for today's lesson. Using the transitions can be it's difficult to learn because it's a lot of trial and error learning, what works, what doesn't work. And there's often many alternative possibilities as well. And because of the nature of the transitionals, maybe they are used for different purposes. So this last sentence makes a lot of sense. Learning how to do this is kind of like, yeah, a little trial and error. Okay. Okay, let's look at some adverbs that we also often use to organize our speech. Okay, little mix and match exercise. What do these adverbs mean? Personally, you're introducing the idea. This is my own opinion. Personally, I think Donald Trump is crazy. Okay, well, that's just my personal opinion. All right. For example, Ken.
Okay. Unfortunately, I believe this is sad thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Donald Trump is crazy. And I think that's a sad thing. Michael, number 3.
Clearly, it is easy to understand.
Okay. Clearly, Donald Trump is crazy. Yeah, okay. See how that works? I'm saying the same thing. Donald Trump is crazy, but by using a different introductory transitional adverb, I change the meaning. You see that? I can use the same phrase, but change the meaning by changing the transitional. Nasser, number 4.
Obviously, deserve it.
No.
It is easy to understand.
Yes, obviously, Donald Trump is crazy, just like clearly Donald Trump's crazy. Okay. Can?
Justifiably, I believe this is a good thing.
Not really.
It is well deserved.
Yeah, right. So okay, here I could not really say justifiably Donald Trump is crazy. Actually, I could say that. Come to think of it. Yeah, well, maybe, but all right, that's a little harder. Justifiably, okay, justifiably, the American public will reject Donald Trump in the election. Okay, it's well deserved that he shouldn't be rejected. Okay, that's kind of how you use that. Michael, number 6.
Thankfully, I believe this is a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, Nasser, number 7.
Fortunately, I believe this is a good thing.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Warning, warning. All right. A very common mistake. Be careful with the punctuation. You need to use a comma after all of these adverbs and phrases when they're used at the start of a sentence. In addition, also, for example, in conclusion, look at all of these. In my opinion, to summarize, comma, to sum up, comma. Okay, be careful, make sure you do that. Make sure you put your comma when you add a transitional at the beginning of the sentence, especially the adverbs, but even in conclusion, to summarize some of the other phrasal transitionals as well. Okie doke. And which one of to make sure you know, which one of these adverbs could you add in this sentence? For example, number 1, personally, I think learning vocabulary is a good idea. Now, I used the same phrase for many of these. So, again, it might be possible to use more than one. Ken, number 2.
Wrong. I remember how to spell the word correctly on the day of the exam. And option.
Yeah, any of these.
Uh,
Or if you can think of another one, go ahead.
Clearly.
Why is it clear? It's not clear to me. Obvious to me.
I remember how to spell the word correctly. Unluckily. Unfortunately.
Well, I would say that it's actually the opposite. Fortunately, he remembered.
Remembered. Okay, fortunately, yes.
Yes, he remembered, so he passed the test because he remembered. That's probably a good thing for the speaker, right? I think. Okay, Michael. Number 3.
When I received my results, I was proud. I was obviously because
Could be.
because everybody knows that I'm very clever on all the exams.
Is that right? Very funny. Yes, okay. If that's your meaning, you explained your meaning, and yes, that's true. It could also be justifiably. He deserved it. Everybody knows he deserved it. When I received my results, I was justifiably proud. Okay. That would indicate, justifiably proud would indicate that he had studied hard and he dedicated himself and, he deserved it. But it could be obviously. All right. Obviously, if his results were good. What if his results were bad? When I received my bad results, I was inexplicably proud. Unexplainably proud. Inexplicably, meaning you can't be explained. It makes no sense. All right. Anyway, okay. I'm just fooling around here. Nasser, number 4.
Unfortunately, my friend didn't study for the test, so he didn't do very well.
Yeah. Sad thing indeed. Okay. Great. Very good. Ken, Rasad.
Clearly, if you work hard, then you will improve.
Okay. Clearly. Might be clearly. All right. Okay. Okay. Great. Good job. Okay. No, we're not going to do that. All right. Oh, no, not that one either. Wait a minute. There's one more thing I wanted to do. Linking words. Oh, well, here they go. Oh, it's the same thing, isn't it? Never mind. It's the same thing. Oh, here it is. Okay. Underline the correct linking word in the following sentences. Let's see if we can do this in the next few minutes. Which you have an alternative, one or the other. Michael, number 1. Oh, is already done, although is underlined. Okay, number 2.
There are several things you can do to make writing easier. For example, it can be helpful to make a rough plan of your ideas.
Okay, that's an example. Great. Nasser, number 3.
It can be helpful to practice writing within the time limit. You can time yourself with a clock or a stopwatch.
Or a stopwatch, yes, an alternative. Okay, very good. Ken, number 4.
You will not be allowed to use equipment such as a dictionary during the test.
Okay, such as an example. Very good. Michael, number 5.
I think I did well in the test. Although I did run out of time at the end.
Yes. Okay, in spite of, in this case, can be used in an alternate form. And that is, I think I did well in the test, in spite of the fact that I did run out of time at the end. It's a little bit confusing. In spite of the weather, we decided to go to the beach. Okay, how that's used. But in spite of the fact could be used, or what often becomes confusing is in spite of and despite. Okay, I think I did well in the test, despite the fact I did run out of time at the end so in spite of the fact that, or despite that, is another alternative transitional that we can use. Nasser, number 6.
I think that my vocabulary has improved as a result of reading this book.
Okay, and of course we could say because of reading this book would also make perfect sense as well. Okay. We're about out of time, gentlemen. So thank you very much for your participation. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for your time.
thank you. And keep practicing those transitions. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Okay,
Take
thank
care.
you very much.
Bye-bye.